When I was between 16 and 18, I was addicted to smoking. And I didn't really think this was a problem until I learned about the health effects of smoking. But what I didn't realize is that I was addicted to something else. My phone. I understood why I was addicted to smoking. It was because of nicotine, right? Well, no, not really. It was because of something else that I'm going to teach you about in this video. Something that both smoking companies and social media companies use to take advantage of us. And that thing is dopamine. So we can all agree that smoking cigarettes is very, very bad for our health, but we probably wouldn't think scrolling is as bad for us, or we wouldn't think that that was an addiction. But what I didn't realize is that scrolling is an addiction just like smoking because of dopamine. But it's not as bad because, you know, smoking cigarettes is way worse for you health-wise because scrolling doesn't cause cancer or anything. Well, that's actually not quite true, and I'm going to get onto later in the video why that is, but for now I want to talk about dopamine. So how does dopamine work, and how does it actually make us addicted to things? So the role of dopamine in the animal kingdom is to motivate living creatures to do something. So when you think about eating a really nice chocolate cake that you have downstairs, you have like a slice of chocolate cake left over from a birthday party, and you think about it and you're like, oh, that would be nice. You get a spike in dopamine. That spike in dopamine is driving you to actually go and do that thing. The same way that it would when you think about nicotine and you think about having a smoke or a vape, you kind of you start looking for the vape, you start getting your cigarettes out, you actively like start moving towards that thing. That's the dopamine spike. And when dopamine goes up, it also comes down. That's the key. So when dopamine goes up, it goes down below where it started. That's the most important bit. It goes below baseline. And when dopamine goes below baseline, you start to get a craving. So when it's gone down below where it was, that's the craving, that's the withdrawal. That's where you kind of want to do it again to get your dopamine back up. And when you quit smoking, you have this period where your dopamine's low and your body's telling you that you need to smoke, and the longer you can resist it, your dopamine will slowly go back up. It's the exact same thing with scrolling through social media. And I didn't realize this until about 2 years ago when I learned about how the dopamine mechanism works. When you're scrolling through TikTok and you're having a great time, you get releases of dopamine. And you get a release of dopamine when you sort of sat in bed and you're like, yeah, let's just scroll through my phone for a little bit. It's going to be fun. You get like a little dopamine spike. You get your phone out, you start scrolling through your phone, and you're getting these dopamine hits constantly. Every video you watch is another hit, another hit, another hit. But what you need to understand is that bigger the dopamine spike, okay, the more dopamine you release, the bigger the drop. So you can see where this is going. You just continually drop below baseline, and overall, your dopamine over time goes down. That is how you become addicted. You become reliant on whatever that thing is, that source of dopamine, to keep up that same level of dopamine. You need to keep constantly doing it. And this is what I was like with smoking. And then I finally quit. And then I went into vaping for a bit, and then I quit vaping as well. But this is what was happening to me, this dopamine trap. And now that you know how dopamine works, I want to explain to you how social media companies actually exploit this, because they've done a really nefarious thing here. And this is what gets me a little bit angry about social media companies. And I've worked in digital marketing, and I've worked with advertising. I've worked with these platforms, and I know how they keep people hooked. But their whole mission is to keep you on the app for as long as possible. And they do this through the like button. Okay, so when you post something yourself on Instagram and you get likes, you get a little hit of dopamine. Okay, oh, this post got 100 likes, or this post got 1,000 likes. And it's like a gambling addict, right? Getting, a little bit extra money. Oh, I only put $10 in and I got $100 out. It's that dopamine hit, right? Keeps you hooked. The like button. Algorithms are designed to learn everything about you. Everything that you enjoy the most, everything that you find funny, everything that you find fascinating, and it will learn instantly and just show you your favorite thing. Imagine that. It learns about you, and within hours, it will show you your favorite things over and over and over again. And it knows exactly what you're going to spend the most time watching. Watch next, okay? When you're on YouTube, if you finish a video, another video will just start. And then you're, again, locked into the YouTube app for another 10 minutes watching a video. It's keeping you locked on the platform as long as possible. Autoplay, that is the same thing. Short form content, okay? Ever since short form content came about, this problem has got so much worse because people's attention spans are now suffering because you can't watch a video that's longer than 10 seconds long. And, you know, I'll just say this now, props to you for watching a video like this because not many people can do it. And then endless content, endless streams of content from all different topics and people and subjects and just constant, and you'll never see the same video twice, or maybe you will, but it's mainly going to be new content. So there's so many people creating content on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok that you're just constantly getting something new, which is another way of activating dopamine. Oh, this is a new thing. I've not seen this video before. Dopamine. So why should you care? Because it's not that big of a deal, right? Well, I'm going to list through some of the darker aspects of being addicted to social media or being addicted to scrolling. Promotes bad posture. That's probably the least worst thing it does. Bent over like this all the time, right? Scrolling. It literally develops ADHD, so it develops attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, where you can't now probably watch a film. I know people, I've been in relationships with people who can't sit and watch a film, even a film that they enjoy. They just can't. They have to get their phone out and watch it and scroll midway through watching a film. That's because you can't pay attention. If you can't pay attention to a film, then how are you going to be able to pay attention to your teachers or to me trying to help you, right? You probably can't. So that's one problem as well. Also, it causes anxiety in young people especially. Creates anxiety, makes you socially less capable, because a lot of opportunities that come around when you want to go to like a friend's house, like a party you've been invited to, and you start getting those anxious thoughts, you don't really want to go, you'd rather just be comfortable in your room on your phone. Social media has kind of become this best friend to you. A lot of people are best friends with their phone, which is so sad to see, and they would rather spend their time on their phone than in the real world. And this is a perfect way to create anxiety because you don't get to experience and be exposed to the real world or real people. You would rather be in your comfortable little bubble that is in your pocket. And here's the main biggest problem with social media. It promotes a sedentary lifestyle. And there was a study that I read that had been done in the UK. There was like 480,000 people in that study. And they basically discovered that when you spend an extra hour a day, so it could be scrolling or watching TV even, or playing video games, just being a sedentary person, that extra hour a day that you spend being sedentary they've linked that to an increased risk in cancer. So when I said earlier on in the video, well, it's not as bad as smoking, it doesn't cause cancer, there is evidence emerging that social media usage and excessive social media usage, like scrolling and being sat on your ass, going through your phone, does have a chance of leading to cancerous developments in the body, which I'm not surprised at. Think about it for a second. You sat on your ass for hours and hours a day, more than people used to be. Okay, maybe you're not smoking, maybe you're not vaping, maybe you're perfect diet and you're just like this perfect human, but you don't get outside, you don't move, you're not stood up, you just sat on your ass all day and then like working a desk job 9 to 5, and then when you come home you sit on your ass all day and you're scrolling through your phone. No wonder people are getting cancers from scrolling. No wonder that is going up, or that they found that in this study. It does not surprise me at all. And here's just a few other symptoms that come with social media usage. This is the dark honest truth. Myopia, that's nearsightedness, because people are spending so much time like this looking at their phone, they actually are developing myopia. Brain fog, okay? When I used to scroll through social media about 1.5 years ago, because I quit social media after learning about all this shit, to be honest with you, mate. But when I was scrolling, I literally would get brain fog. I was unable to focus. I had a headache, a banging headache after coming off social media. Do you ever have that when you're scrolling, you go into like a doom scrolling session, you can't get off your phone, and you just finally put it down, like you're aware that you just can't get off it, and you put it down and you have a banging headache and you need to go to sleep, okay? Brain fog. Difficulty sleeping, okay? People are spending their nights when they should be in bed going to sleep, and you sort of take your phone to bed with you, and you actually end up, you say to people, don't you, at work, you say to your family, oh, I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, or 10:30, and I still woke up really late. I'm really tired, I went to bed at 10. But deep down yourself, don't be a fucking little bitch. You know deep down that you took your phone to bed and you actually went to sleep at about midnight, 1 a.m, because you spent 2 hours scrolling before going to bed. That's another problem as well, which is linked, which can cause cancer actually. Really bad sleep and fucked up circadian rhythms, that has been linked to, everything these days causes cancer. I get, but like, it's just another thing that could be causing it. Depression, okay? You can comparing yourself to influencers who are 10 out of 10, way better looking than you'll ever be. They've got the best physique, they're beautiful, they have loads of money, they're living your dream right now, they're living the life that you want. And every day you're just watching them, you know, like these worshippers, you're just watching these people like, oh, they're so amazing, they've got such an amazing life. And like, no wonder you feel depressed and shit. Like you're sat, you know, on your ass in your room, not trying to achieve anything with your life. You work this shit job, you know, and you just, in your free time, you're just watching other people live their life, live your dream. No wonder people are getting depression from it. So here is the dark truth, okay, about social media. And no one talks about this, is that social media companies, they actually get paid per second. So you know how you and me get paid hourly from our jobs? You're on like £20 an hour, £30 an hour, £40 an hour. Social media companies are on millions per second. That's not an exaggeration. That may be an exaggeration, but you get my point. They're on a lot of money per second, and they make more money for each second that they can keep you on the platform. So if they can keep you on the platform for 10 more seconds, they've made more money. Because think about it, if they can keep you on the platform for 10 more seconds, they can keep 100 million other people on the platform for 10 more seconds. And then you look at, you know, 100 million seconds or a billion seconds. They're making so much more money, okay? Because they get paid based on how many ads they can show you. Just a quick explanation for this. I used to work in a digital marketing agency as an advertiser. I used to advertise on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And there's a stat there called CPM. This means cost per milli or cost per 1,000 impressions. And that means that advertisers pay Facebook and TikTok based on each time they show the ad to 1,000 people. So you can see where this is going. When they show the ad to 1,000 people, we have to pay them like £3 or whatever it is. And when you can get millions of people to spend an extra 5-10 seconds on the app, you all of a sudden can show ads to hundreds of thousands of more people way more times. So if they can keep you on the app for just a couple seconds longer, overall, they can make millions and millions of dollars extra. And that's the truth about social media. I think it was the owner of Netflix literally said that their biggest competitor is sleep. And what this basically means is that social media companies profit based on how long they can keep you on the app for. That's all you need to remember. So my biggest piece of advice for this video, the biggest takeaway that you can take from watching this is when you're scrolling, just keep this in your head. They profit based on the longer that they can steal your time and your health from you. The longer they can keep you addicted, like a gambling addict or like a smoker, like I used to be, the more health they can take away from you, the more focus, the more time, the more attention, the more money they make. But the less life you have. They're literally stealing your fucking life. And when I learned about this, that was it. I was like, fuck that. And I think you should be the same. Fuck that. Why are you letting these companies fuck you? Are you that stupid? Don't let them do it. Get rid of this shit, okay? That's my mission for this YouTube channel, is get people off of this shit. It's a poison and it's ruining our generation. Last thing of this video, I do have a school community helping guys just like you to get off social media and helping you to not just get off it, but to actually stay off of it and to do something with your life. It's called the Anti-Algorithm Academy. Go and check it out. Okay, bro, thank you so much for watching this video. I would really appreciate if you left me any feedback in the comments. Any feedback is very much helpful for me to improve these videos and to make better content for you to help you more. Okay, thank you so much for watching, mate, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.